Hello friend, and welcome back to another video. This video is going to be a week in my life, and it's kind of got all kinds of different stuff in there as a result. So we'll be making bread, doing some cleaning, I'll be sharing a grocery haul, a meal plan. I'm going to be giving you a Weight Watchers update, sharing a new planner, and also a chicken piccata recipe in this video today. I'm so glad that you're here, and let's go ahead and get started with the bread. The bread I'm making today are breadsticks that are sort of like a Olive Garden copycat breadstick recipe made from my dinner roll recipe. I will link that below or type it down below in the description box for you. But you just make the dinner rolls that I have shown before, and at some point, either when they come out of the oven or right before you put them in the oven, you're going to brush them with some butter and sprinkle some garlic salt on them, and you'll be shaping them as breadsticks rather than dinner rolls. So it's very easy to do. I use my bread maker for this. Like I've said before, I usually start around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The dough cycle on my bread maker takes about an hour and a half, and then after that I'll need to shape the breadsticks. I'll need to do at least a 30, maybe 40-minute rise on those, and then they'll bake for 10 to 12 minutes. Now that I have the bread going in the bread machine, I'm going to start a load of laundry, and I'm going to perform some weekly maintenance on my robot vacuum. I have the Eufy Clean X9 Pro, and we call him Mr. Roboto. And right now what I'm doing is refilling the clean water tank. I'm adding a little bit of the cleaning solution to that, and then I'll empty the dirty water tank. I'll change out the mop pads. I bought an extra set because I like to be able to use it whenever I want to. And I'll just wash the mop pads in the washing machine about once a week, and I change the water out about once a week. It really depends on how much you're using it, whether you'd have to do it that much. And I'm also going to empty the little vacuum container that picks up all the debris and everything. And I have to do this, like I said, about once a week. I'll have to deal with the water tanks. It does wash your mop automatically, and it dries the mop heads so they don't get nasty and stinky. So definitely I don't mind doing this. It's a lot better than having to refill this every single time you want to mop like some robot mops do. But I have really enjoyed having this. It has really made my load a lot easier as far as taking care of the floors. Definitely I would say that a robot vacuum is not going to clean, especially mopping, as well as like if you take a steam mop or something. But if you faithfully use it, like I do my kitchen and dining room every single night, then you really can't tell the difference because you're maintaining it so well. But if you would only use it once a week or something like that, you're going to think, oh, this thing doesn't work that well, because you really needed to do a deep cleaning in there, or you needed to use it more frequently. So I find that I'm able to clean like bedrooms with a vacuum mop a couple of times a week, maybe even once a week, because they're not as highly trafficked. Areas that are very high traffic, like kitchen, hallways, stuff like that, I usually do those daily. And I find that I'm really not having to do anything else. Now I'm going to do a little bit of cleaning in my bedroom. I'm getting ready to start the vacuum mop to clean in here as well. Just showing you what our bedroom is looking like nowadays. I recently got a treadmill, and that has helped me a lot get my steps in. I'll give you kind of a health and fitness update here in just a minute. We also added a chair in our bedroom, and we have been enjoying that as well. So I'm showing you now how I set my vacuum mop to clean the bedroom. Just select it, and it's going to vacuum and mop. And it can be doing that while I'm doing the dusting and everything else that it can't do. So I'm going to start by picking up some shoes, and then I'm going to just do some dusting and clean the ceiling fan. And while I'm doing the cleaning, I'm going to go ahead and give you kind of a health and fitness update, what I'm doing with Weight Watchers, all that kind of stuff. And I'm also going to show you the new planner that I'm using. I don't think I've talked about it on my channel yet, but I am not using Weight Watchers anymore. I stopped using it probably sometime after we moved, and I started using MyFitnessPal just to do calorie counting and basically tracking my steps and that kind of thing. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily trying to lose weight right now, but I am trying to maintain. Back in August we moved and things were pretty chaotic, and there was a lot of fast food and takeout food and stuff like that, and I really couldn't deal with Weight Watchers in the midst of all of that. And also, they made some changes at the end of last year, or maybe the last quarter. I'm not exactly sure when it happened, but they decided to start promoting a weight loss drug, and I really disappointed when they started doing that. And that is like no judgment to anybody that is using that or thinks that's a great idea or whatever. But for me, that was just the kind of the last straw with Weight Watchers for me. So I decided that I'm going to use MyFitnessPal because I really wanted to track like carbs, macros, the protein, fat, all that kind of stuff. I wanted basically to track macros, and I felt like that was going to be a pretty economical way for me to do that, because the cost of that, I want to say it's like $79 for the year, and you can actually use it without counting macros for free, I believe. And it may even be less than that. I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up to be 100% sure. But Weight Watchers is a whole lot more than that. If you're doing it, I think the yearly rate for Weight Watchers, which is probably one of the lowest rates that you can get, is around just under $200. So I decided to go ahead and do that. And so that kind of presented a big problem for me, because I had tons of recipes that I use all the time in the Weight Watchers app. So I decided that I was going to kind of go on this quest, and this was sort of starting around maybe late December, early January, to gather all of my recipes. And in the process of doing this, I found that, some of the links that I had on Pinterest were broken or old, or things were behind paywalls now. So I just decided that was when I decided basically that I was going to start making recipe cards. So what I'm doing now is I'm putting them into MyFitnessPal so that the calories can be counted, and then if I want to track a recipe that I make frequently, it's very easy for me to track it. And I'm also making the cards just, kind of for posterity, so that I have them, I can pass them down to Katie, if she wants them, and we just don't lose them because they're just, somewhere on Pinterest or whatever. So with Weight Watchers, if you're not, actively paying a membership, you obviously can't access the recipes that you have created. And so that ended up being a really big problem for me, because I have used Weight Watchers on and off for like years and years and years. So I probably spent 2 months maybe here and there just copying recipes back off of there. And frequently when I use a recipe that's somebody else's recipe on Pinterest, I make a lot of changes to it. And the only place that those changes had been recorded was on the Weight Watchers app, where I had put in, my version of the recipe. So I've been working with that for a lot lately, and that was a pretty big obstacle for me. I'm still working on recipes, but I have finally gotten all of the recipes off of Weight Watchers that I needed, because my year, I think, ends at the end of March. So I wanted to make sure that I got everything off of there that I needed before the end of March, when I won't be able to access the app anymore. Okay, more on the health and fitness in a minute, but first I wanted to show y'all that I'm actually using a paper planner. Those of y'all that know me in real life are probably like, what? Because I usually just keep like a Google Calendar or whatever. But I finally decided to use a paper planner just to help me get a little bit more organized. The one I have this year is the 2024 Home Planner from the Passionate Penny Pincher. And so far I'm liking it. I would definitely say that there are some things about it that are probably a little much that I don't really use. I can do without the stickers. I know a lot of people really like stickers for their planner or whatever. That's just not really something that I need. I'm just not going to take the time to do that. Also, their checklists that they have are a little bit much. I mean, I don't need to check off that I like made supper or that I cleaned up after supper, because that's just something I naturally do every single day. But I'm just kind of showing you. I'm just going to kind of flip through and show you some of the planner here. But they do have like notes that you can do each month. That helps me when I'm preparing videos. You have your month view and your week view. It also has a bunch of checklists in the front for like vacation and companies coming, Christmas, stuff like that. I suppose that could be useful as well if you like to keep track of that stuff. Friends, we'd love to pray for you. If we can pray for you, let us know in the comments below. Okay, so to wrap up the Weight Watchers and MyFitnessPal story, basically where I'm at with that now is I do have all my recipes taken off of Weight Watchers. Well, I didn't take them off, but I've like saved them. And I have been putting them on MyFitnessPal. With MyFitnessPal, you can actually find a recipe online and just click put the link in there and it will pull the calories off for you. So it's actually a lot easier. It's not the same thing where you can refer to the recipe and cook from that, so I'm making the cards for that. So that's kind of solved that problem, and it also makes it easy for me to track what I'm eating on MyFitnessPal. I have been walking. I wouldn't say that I've been perfect, though, since we've moved. My goal is to walk 12,000 steps a day. We recently got a treadmill because I've just been running out of time to get that many steps in, and I can do it a lot faster on a treadmill. So I think that since we moved here, my average has been about 10,000 steps a day. And that would be like some days where I'm not really walking, I might get like 5,000 steps, and then other days when I'm getting 12,000. So it hasn't been horrible, but it hasn't been like as good as I was doing before we moved. And so I'm trying to do better with that. And also I haven't been great at tracking what I'm eating since I've moved to MyFitnessPal, just because I've kind of, once I get out of the routine, it's really hard for me to get back. But I feel like that will also be easier once I get all my recipes back and make it easier to track. The dough is done, so I'm going to just form it into a ball and then cut it into maybe up to 16 pieces. I think I ended up combining some of these because they were a little bit too small, and then I'm going to shape them in the form of breadsticks and let them do their final rise. I'll let mine rise in the oven on the proof setting.
Sometimes you might need a helping hand, just like iron sharpens iron, making me stronger, calling me high.
Did you have a good day?
When we come together, just like iron sharpens iron, making us stronger, calling us higher. When we're helping.
All right, these have been in the oven on the proof cycle and they are ready to bake. I'm just going to leave them covered until I'm actually ready to cook them. Okay, here's our grocery haul for this week. We went to Ingles again. We got some eggs. These are the eggs that I really like that Ingles has, and these were on sale this week. We got some, for snacks, we got some popcorn, some peanuts, and some trail mix. These were just for the pantry. I like to keep the hot fudge and caramel, hot caramel, whatever, on hand in the pantry. So if I make brownies or something, we just have those. Some cranberry juice and a couple things of apple juice. We got some Rayo's, tomato basil, a couple things of that. Some capers because I'm going to do chicken piccata this week. Some chopped clams, some kidney beans, and some white kidney beans. I'm going to make minestrone with those. Some baking powder. And then our produce, I got some potatoes, a red onion, a zucchini, some cucumbers, some lettuce, some bananas, some green beans, some of these little tomatoes, Brussels sprouts, carrots, more potatoes, some lemons for the chicken piccata, some cheddar cheese, and some more bread flour, heavy whipping cream, and some chicken broth. And this is our meal plan. Hopefully you can see it on this thing. It's a little bit shiny, but we're gonna do, well, I'll start here. This is Sunday, and this is today. Tonight, celebrating my mom's birthday, which is actually tomorrow, but Gary won't be here tomorrow. We're going to do steaks, baked potatoes, Brussels sprouts, and salad. We might not do salad. We might do Brussels sprouts and broccoli or something. Have to figure that out. And then back up here to Monday, I'm going to do chicken piccata with pasta and salad. I'm going to do minestrone on Tuesday with bread. Gary's out of town on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So Wednesday we're going to do leftover minestrone because I should have plenty of that left. Then I'm just going to do spaghetti and some breadsticks on Thursday. Friday we're going to do takeout for my mom and the girls, and Gary and I are going to go out to eat for kind of like a belated Valentine's. And then Saturday we're going to do flank steak, skillet potatoes, and salad. So that is our meal plan for the week and our grocery haul. And I showed y'all how I'm keeping up with the meat that I have in the freezer right here. That's been working out really, really well. So when I take something out to thaw it, I just change the number on there. And that's just gonna make it really easy for me when I go to Sam's to buy meat. I'm trying out a new recipe for chicken piccata on this night, and I have I've got 4 pieces of thin chicken breasts, and I'm going to season them with the blend, which is just salt, pepper, and garlic, and I'm going to dredge them through some flour, and then we'll put them on the stove. We will fry them in a little bit of oil and a little bit of butter until they are thoroughly cooked, and we'll make the sauce.
Fight off 1,000 monsters hiding in the sands.
I'll have this recipe linked in the description box below. I did change it by reducing the amount of lemon juice by about half and also the amount of capers by about half. I felt like there was plenty of lemon juice just using 1 lemon rather than 2. So once our chicken's done, we're going to go ahead and make the sauce using the same pan with the little crispy bits left over there. We're going to add our chicken broth, then our lemon juice, and then the cream. And then after that, we'll add the capers to that as well. And we're going to bring that to a boil, just let that come together, and then that will be ready to go. We're also cooking some noodles. Katie's actually helping me on this night. She's cooking some spaghetti noodles. We're going to serve everything over some noodles as well. We'll just pour the sauce over the top of everything. So I just put the capers in, gonna let it come to a boil and boil for maybe 3 to 5 minutes, just until it comes together. And then when the noodles are done, we'll be ready to serve. Okay, and here's supper. It turned out really well. We really enjoyed it. Thanks for being here today, friend. We'll see you next time. Bye.